On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back in the shop with the 51 International, and today we're gonna try to bring this 75-year-old fuel tank back to life so we can use it in 2025. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we're back with Eric's 51 International, and we have made a lot of progress on this. At this point, we've got our new braking system coming together. We got one wheel going, and we do have some parts coming to have the rest going tomorrow. Those parts should be here tomorrow. And we just got another box of parts that we needed for the fuel system. So here in this box is everything we wanted, including some exciting stuff we'll talk about in the next episode maybe, but I couldn't be more excited about these. The Holley Retro Bright LED, I'm gonna break them before they even go in the truck, but the LED replacements for sealed beam headlights. These are plug and play, and look at that, Morimoto makes them. How cool is that? Holley and Morimoto. So you already know it's a quality product, and these are going to replace the sealed beam headlights we took out of there that we found were no good. So the other cool thing about that is less current draw, especially on this truck's outdated electrical system. But at the same time, I think I'm gonna rewire the headlights all the way back up to the junction because that cloth wiring does not look good, and the grounds, I don't even know where the grounds end up. So we're gonna get fresh grounds ran, but none of this has anything to do with the fuel system. That is tomorrow's project, along with the brakes. The electric fuel pump. So this is the Mr. Gasket 12S. It is the baby one. I wanted nearly the least amount of pressure we could get so we don't overload that carburetor. So this is 4 to 7 PSI. And in here we also have fuel filter. I wanted a good fuel filter. And of course, wiring for the headlights. And brand new fuel line. So obviously we are going to replace all the fuel line with the Earl's 5/16 carb vapor guard right there. So not a high pressure line, but 10 foot of hose so we can run all the way up to the carburetor from our tank. So this truck came with 2 gas tanks, one in the bed. The old owner said he was gonna put them both on here. And of course, this one right here with actually a pretty new looking gas cap going on there. And I'd love to see down in there. So let's take our inspection camera and see what we're dealing with before we really get in here. We'll see just how rusty this tank is inside. Feels like I might be in some goo, but we don't have any liquid on the end of it. Let's try just looking in here. It is 100% dry all the way to the bottom. That is good. Not the prettiest tank, but it might be a serviceable tank. The rust looks loose, and it's not, you know, it's a win some, you lose some. We'll see if we can filter all this out and actually get fluid to come out of this thing. All right, we've got our new fuel pump here. Let's get this thing out. And of course it comes with a fuel filter as well on the output side. So we need to filter the inputs. Oh wait, no, that does filter the input. So we need to pre-filter the filter because I don't want to destroy this thing. And believe me, we will with what we just saw right there. So let me grab some sealant and we'll screw this thing on with just a little bit of pipe thread sealant on there. And then we'll start cutting up hose and hooking this thing up. And then we're gonna use these filters from Temu because I have like hundreds of them. It's like $3 for every 20. So since we can see these, it'll let us know what's going on as we pull trash out of the tank there. So eventually we'll end up with this on there, and with the 30 micron as our post filter, it'll protect our carburetor, and this one will protect our pump. A couple seconds later, we've got our pump all put together, our input filter, our Temu filter, which is hilarious, honestly. I mean, what else is it good for? We can throw them away as fast as we want. And then a bunch of fuel line, and what we're gonna do is what our plan was for the Mercedes, hook this up to the output of the tank, run it through the whole system, and let the filters pull the trash out. And once this cleans up, we'll just see how many filters we go through, because we've got bags of them. And whenever the fuel looks like it's pretty cleaned up and the filters aren't clogging up anymore, we'll be ready to go ahead and run this line up to the carburetor. So hopefully that doesn't take too long. I'm hoping it's just, you know, an hour of circulation, but let's see what happens. We'll hook it up right now. All right, guys, we've had this hooked up for 1 second. and the filter is just filling with trash. Look at it flowing in there.
That hit it like the second it started pumping, it filled one whole vein.
I mean, this pump is ripping. What a little ripper.
That's what they call it.
That they call it the little ripper?
Little ripper.
They don't call it 12S, they call it little ripper. You know what I'm thinking? Since this pump is 12S, we go to dinner as 6S.
Do you have any money?
No, actually, I don't have any. Just, I'm kidding. Dinner? I'm just kidding.
I like how people think we get paid.
I'm not upset about that filter.
I hope so. We're going to need another little ripper.
I know. We'll need 2 of these. We'll need both filters.
Yeah.
But it's pumping right back into the tank here. And obviously it's all fresh gas. You can see how clear it was. So we'll see after it runs for a while. Hopefully we get all the trash out of here. How much more trash we have?
Looks about the same.
It's honestly, yeah, we're not seeing much more.
No.
Maybe I should move our feed back hose around to like pressure wash the inside a little.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Trying to kick out more rust.
Yeah, let's get some extra.
Not the worst idea.
Not the worst idea. How are we doing? Little ripper. Doing little ripper things. Good news, everyone. We'll let this run for a bit, and while that's running, time for me to start figuring out our wiring solution for this pump. We got to run some wire from the ignition, so it's a key on, and obviously it's going to need fused, and might as well put a relay in there too. I mean, that pump doesn't pull a bunch of power, but it pulls some. While the pump is running and running and running and running, and somehow the NOCO still hasn't shut off, I figured we better get over here and get our fuel supply worked out. So we're probably gonna have to make an O'Reilly's run, because what we don't have here is a way to get a hose in here, because this of course was a brass compression fitting. So since we're getting rid of all that, our input to the carburetor here, it's kind of funny. It looks like that's the same fitting as HVAC stuff.
Yeah.
That tapered, it is 1/2 inch, isn't it? There it is. All right, well, I'm gonna get this unscrewed, and then we'll make a run, and hopefully we can find a fitting that's this to hose barb. I kind of just want to hook the hose up and start this thing, see how she runs. So.
It's been a minute since we've been working on the brakes so much.
Yeah, we haven't heard it run in a couple days.
Yeah.
So let's grab this, go to O'Reilly's. We also need some wire for our headlight job, and what else do I need? Anything you can think of?
I gotta find.
Oh, that brake switch.
Oh yeah, we got the brake switch, but I gotta find this bar.
Yes, the brake switch is at O'Reilly's, SLS 25. And then we need some kind of little bus bar like that. It's
Do you want to show them how cool the headlights are?
I do not. They gotta hang on for the headlights. They're way too cool. The headlights are insane.
They are pretty cool.
This thing's gonna be awesome. All right, guys, we're here at O'Reilly's for our fitting hunt and that brake switch, which luckily they just confirmed. They've got it chilling up here waiting on us. So that brake switch is super cheap. A lot of the parts for this truck are super cheap, but then again, they're pretty simple too.
You want me to turn that open sign on for you?
No.
Okay.
Got you good. All right, we have everything we need, we think, for headlights and for the brake switch, so we can finally have brake lights back, and for the fuel system, and because the battery cables were trash, and there's a bunch of resistance in them because there's no insulation left on them, new battery cables. I'm out of here.
Peace out, bro.
Well, let's go build a truck.
I'll pass.
I'm going home.
Just kidding.
I'm not helping you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh wait, it didn't work. Got it. And we are back. Let's check in on our fuel pump situation here. It looks like we still have flow. We got flow, dog. Anyway, we're gonna let that keep running. I know it's probably pretty annoying. It's high pitched, and that usually comes out incredibly loud on video, but we are back with our stacks of parts, which means we're gonna jump right in here and start changing things as fast as we can, including the battery cables and getting our carburetor rigged up so we've got hose barb and we can hook this pump up. So here's our hose barb. We're ready to just screw that in, I think. Yeah, I'll go get some pipe thread sealant and we should be good.
Did you tell everybody why we took a break?
No. To go to O'Reilly's?
No. What did we just do?
Can't talk about it.
Sign John Ross up to be a survivalist. That's what we did.
Can't talk about it. Top secret.
Top secret.
Okay, we've got our new battery cables installed and Eric's got our ground done, which means now we can go ahead.
What size was that?
Hook up our battery, which is pretty awesome. What size are, oh, 1/2 inch. Always 1/2 inch.
Okay.
We ran our temporary fuel pump, or what will be our real fuel pump, for quite a while now. And once we got, I don't know, everything kind of filtered, we first found out that there's a leak at the gas tank that I think is the valve. So it's sitting back there dripping really slowly. So now we got to figure out, you know, our supply again. And then we went ahead and hooked our new hose up to the carburetor, filled up the float bowl, which only took a couple of seconds, and now we should be able to start this thing again. Which I'm excited about, because this thing hasn't been running in weeks. Starter is upset.
Yeah.
But it does sound like it cranks faster on our new battery cables. Just gotta get all this hooked up. I can't wait to drive this thing. Our needle and seat adjustment needs done. And once we get the carb adjusted a hair more, I think we're ready to rock with our fuel pump. Obviously it's working, so I'm gonna change this filter now. And I think we're ready to send it. I mean, brakes. I mean, we should have brakes tomorrow.
Yeah, I think if we get the brakes in, and then I mean, how long does it take to wire up?
Headlights, brakes.
The wire, what's that called? The terminal bar or whatever.
The terminal bar for the
terminal
headlights.
block. Yeah, we'll be here Saturday.
I forgot we were waiting on a terminal block.
So we might just wait till Saturday and then just do it all.
We could have this whole thing.
I'll try to get like Jordan over here or something like that, and we can.
One more day.
We can all just get in here and finish buttoning it up together.
Well, while we're waiting on Jordan, I'm gonna set up our new brake switch. So the old brake switch has screw terminals on it. What's this say in here? Not approved for silicone brake fluids, huh? Well, that's it. It says it. I'm gonna put .5 in it. Sorry, Eric. Don't know what you wanted to do, but now we're gonna install our fresh brake switch here for our brake lights. And it uses bullet terminals instead of the screw-on terminals that the factory had here. So I'm gonna have to get in there and crimp a couple terminals on. So we just went ahead and bought everything O'Reilly's had. But here in a moment, I'll have that ready to rock. I'll strip the wires back and get that all cleaned up, screw in the brake switch, and that hopefully gets us brake lights, hopefully. And we also bought some blue 14 gauge wire because I have red and black in stock, and we're gonna make all new harnesses for the headlights. I figured let's just go all the way back to this terminal block here where all the headlights all junction together. And once we get that done, especially with fresh everything, you should have working lights.
How many did we need? Go ahead and count that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Well,
That's
about a 6.
That's why I said 5.
Yeah, everything is for sale is a 4.
Yeah, nobody has 5 terminal blocks.
It's impossible to find a 5. You can find a 20.
Yeah.
And then we finally found the 6, but even they're kind of pricey.
Yeah, no doubt.
But we had to have it. So.
Turns out terminal blocks are expensive. It's kind of weird. I think they use the outside of this as a ground. It looks like that goes to the chassis and that goes to the chassis, and then everything else is the actual headlight junction.
Yeah, it's just very broken.
Very broken and rotten, and these wires are terrible. I was like, let's just start over with fresh wire and solve the headlight problem forever. Because you don't want your headlights breaking for no reason in the middle of the night.
No,
So
look at. Oh, sorry.
So nice. The headlights are super nice.
Yeah, it's not even the backside that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave you with freshly taped up factory harnesses. I'm gonna do all brand new black, red, and blue wire to match the factory wire colors. Run them all the way back to the headlights with new connectors for the headlights, and I think you'll have something you can drive at night, maybe. I mean, it's not like you have turn signals, so probably shouldn't.
I'll just say what, the place we went to dinner tonight, I'll just say mahalo.
Mahalo. That means right. No, it does not. Guys, we are going all in here. I know I wanted to do the lights tomorrow, but honestly, I think that's out the door. I built custom wiring harnesses. Those are the Holley Retro Bright connectors, extended about 4 feet, 4, maybe 5 feet. And we are cutting the old harnesses out because there are breaks. Take a look at the grounds. I mean, the old wire on this truck is just all trash. There's no insulation left on any of it. And obviously none of the lights were working. So we are starting over fresh. And of course, like Eric said, we ordered a new terminal block because the one on the truck was ruined. And these are all the junctions for the lights on this thing. So we'll have a fresh terminal block mounting right there. And I'll make up one more of these harnesses. They're soldered, heat shrinked, and then taped up the way the factory would do it. And I'm about to feed this into the headlight bucket. And there's a built-in grommet. And once I get that done, I'll feed it all the way back up to where our junction needs to go, and we'll be ready to plug in our fresh headlights. I know. I planned on this being its own episode of fixing the lights on this truck, but I couldn't hold off. I just had to fix it. Now these Retro Bright headlights have pigtails built into them as well, so I think that is plenty of connector, and you can shove all the extra connector back into the bucket there. And I mean, I'm just ready to hook one of these up and see it light up. Should be really cool. All right, look at that. The first headlight is mounted, plugged in. I mean, all you have to do is plug in the connector and set it in there, and then mount the trim ring back on it. So we are ready to fire this up and do really the first demo of it. So I guess we'll hit the jump pack again. And since I made these wires way too long, we'll just go ahead and hook it up to the jump pack because it reaches. It turns out I need to take about 2 feet off my taped up harness, but it's gonna work out. This should be one. Hey, I heard a, hey, nice beam cutoff. The beam cutoff is flat on the garage door.
Yeah. And
then this should be high. Is it higher?
I don't know, hold on.
It's brighter, isn't it?
Do regular?
That's high, regular.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way brighter. It's like twice as
bright. Do high again.
You can do both. Yeah. Wow.
It's bright.
That's a lot of light.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. We're ready to put the trim rings on there, yep. Clean all that up.
And I just ordered the seals.
Oh, you got the seal for the outside? Nice. Nice.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, there's a rubber seal that was, it fell apart when we took them off.
Yeah. So and you have to, we're gonna have to knock this out. And then I'll probably have John Ross 3D print me one of these so we can put. I think we'll do amber.
We should put turn signals in. It doesn't have them at all.
Yeah. So we'll probably just knock those the rest of the way out, clean them up, and then have you print something up, and should be good.
Cool.
So because I don't think that's something we can order.
I don't think so. I don't think those exist anymore.
No, so we'll custom make those and get those put on.
I was thinking about rewiring your new Ford with Eric's next work truck.
I sold a work truck, so everybody's gonna freak out.
God, you need more, not less. There's no doubt.
Yeah, well, what's this thing supposed to be?
I don't know. Obviously today turned into wiring day, right? It just kind of absorbed everything. 12-volt fuel pump, LED headlights, new battery cables, and the brake switch. The brake switch is what's left. And when you're working on all of this Holley stuff, right? We got the Holley fuel pump, the Holley headlights. There's only one tool you can use, and that's the extremely rare, I don't know if anyone else has these, Holley wire strippers, crimpers, cutters, and I mean, it's an all-in-one tool. So I know this is old school, but this is an old school truck. So I'm gonna climb under here and crimp on our terminals for the brake switch right now, plug it in, and we're gonna find out, do we have brake lights? Because Eric and I are both very excited to see if the brake lights work. So give me a couple seconds. All right, I had to get all these wires set up so they're not touching anything because Eric is going inside to turn the lights on and we don't need to start a fire. So we've got everything isolated there. Go ahead and turn the lights on.
They're on.
Okay. You got a tail light.
Oh, this is my leg.
Oh yeah. Please work. You pushing on it?
Yep.
I don't think it got any brighter. I wonder if we're just missing something here. Oh wow. Again. Oh.
They're not hooked up.
They didn't hook up the brake light. It's that wire.
It makes sense. So we'll have them. I was gonna ask, like.
What was I thinking? I didn't even come over here and look.
What was that?
What was that? You know what? This one might have 3 wires going to it. It sure doesn't. They didn't hook it. We're gonna have to replace all of this. So what was the point of it having a brake switch if it didn't have any brake lights?
Right. So should I just order new brake lights? Oh, because these are what we're gonna run.
I would love to use these, but we do need 3-wire lights.
Okay. We'll find them. Get them ordered.
You know what? I guess, are we keeping these bumpers?
I think so. I say we run them.
All right.
Why not?
Well, I was gonna say I have LED trailer lights, the ones that the oval ones.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad. We could cut it into it.
We could cut it into it.
That would look really good, actually.
Yeah.
I don't hate the idea of like taking this off.
Yep.
And then putting it more here.
Would that be sweet?
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah. I've got a whole set of them at the house.
Yeah, let's do that. I think we're gonna get rid of the front bumper.
The front bumper's ruined.
Yeah, I was joking about like us actually putting it back together. I was like, weld that back together, grind her down, put her back on. I've seen other examples of this truck without the front bumper. I think it looks fine.
Well, I'm probably still gonna weld it up. I just want to see what it looks like welded up. All right, Eric, do the honors. Try it out. We are temporaried up right there. We cut all the trash out.
With what?
Oh, the headlights. Turn them on.
They are.
They are?
Absolutely. I never turned them up.
They shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Try the high beam. Do I not have a good ground for you? There's a chance I don't have a good ground. But everything's hooked up right. Lights on. Okay, that looks like the low beam.
Let me kick that.
Click. Oh, that's the low beam. And the light's off in there?
Yeah.
Okay, and then back to high beam. Does it say high beam on?
Yeah.
High beam's on. All right, we just need to tie all this together and get a real ground because all the grounds up here were dead. So right now we're grounded all the way back to the alternator bracket just to make this work. So there you go. You got headlights and they are bright. Woo! Well, I know we didn't wrap any of this up completely. By tomorrow we will have, I've got to make more harnesses, shorten these harnesses, and obviously, like I said, we've got a terminal block on the way so we can put this back the way it was from the factory, but nicer, of course. And we got to put spade terminals on all of these, or the under the bolt, the split terminals. They're all gonna go on that terminal block and we'll get all of our retro brights rocking, and we just need to figure out our tail light solution, whether it's trailer lights or something different. But that is a ton of progress. This thing is running again with our fuel pump, and of course we'll get all this sorted out here once I crawl under there and figure out what's going on with the tank. That's a little bit of an iffy thing, but luckily we don't have too much fuel in there, and I would like to test that brake switch. That sure would be cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's about.
We just put a brand new brake switch in, so
yeah, it should work.
if we had it wired, if they had the wires right back there, I think it would work just fine.
Too bad we changed the brake switch when it was just no wires to the taillights.
Yeah, who knows if that other one, you know, the chance of it failing is probably low, but
Yeah,
if it was a Chevy, it'd be bad.
that's true. That's true. But luckily, it was cheap. I mean, this was like it was less than $10 for the SLS 27, and now we got fresh brake switch. And tomorrow we'll have brake hoses, or Saturday, and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. Yeah. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. All this new wiring is looking nice. We're gonna have to get rid of almost every inch of cloth insulated wire, because when you bend the wire, the insulation just falls off. That's what happens with old stuff. New battery cables are looking nice.
Quit saying old stuff. This is the newest truck I have.
You own so many.
I sold the Ford.
Yeah, but the 06.
I mean, that's like a company truck, so. I mean.
The most reliable drivetrain of all time.
Yeah, really, this is it.
Okay. Well, I expect you to drive this to work tomorrow once we're done.
I'll put a gas can in the passenger seat and just
ready to go.
Run it, so.
Done deal.
Not the worst thing in the world.
Back here packing all this stuff up, and I put the same wiring back, right? But we could have gone down to like nothing wire. 50% less current draw. That's half the wire size, right? And 6 times the life of standard sealed beams, which is wild. Also, we could have gone down, I think we could have gone down to like 22 gauge wire for the headlights, because what? Originally it was 14.
Yeah.
And that was for 6 volt. Yeah. And then we cut the current draw in half, and then we doubled the voltage, which cut the current draw in half. We could basically pure Bluetooth these headlights. I don't know why we didn't.
Yeah, well,
Pure Bluetooth.
we gotta keep them cool.